Good evening, everybody. Let's play some Beatles tonight. Get the Denver Guitar Orchestra. We'll get them together. See how we're doing on some new music. Probably mess it up pretty good tonight, and then we'll keep moving forward. The main website is denverguitarorchestra.com. I'm gonna go post our link on there right now. Let me get this guitar out of the way, and we'll do shift link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, and update. That has that posted there. And then as always, we put it on Twitter, denverguitarorchestra.com. And then I hit this, and I add in our graphic, put in, and we'll tweet that. Alright, and then make Twitter go away. And alright, we got that going. And let me view this page, make sure the link is working properly. Click. There we go. So tonight we have 3 new songs. Something, Strawberry Fields, and When I'm 64. I'm just warming up on When I'm 64. I think it's a delight to play. And so hopefully you'll think the same thing. Can't remember. One of these songs has a couple of, it's kind of mean. Let's see. So I don't think it's Something. Something was fairly straightforward. Peeking through that, I think we should be fine with that one. Yep, I don't see anything terribly distressing in Something. So maybe it was I think it's Strawberry Fields. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it's just got a lot of weird shapes and things because, as you know from Strawberry Fields, it's a bit of an atonal piece. And, we'll figure it out as we go along. All right, who made it in? Evelyn's in. Good evening, Evelyn, in from Ecuador. Arlo is in. He's out from West Denver. Vic is in tonight up in Oregon. Elizabeth. Sorry, Elizabeth, I could have sworn that I sent it to everybody. I thought I had been through the complete list of everybody who requested music, and I obviously missed you, and I apologize. So you got it in hand now. Let's start with Strawberry Fields, guys. Let's get it over and done with. It is a little bit of a. It's going to take us a minute or two to go through it. My tuner must be getting loose on batteries. It's interesting how when you are playing every day, in fact, you will go through tuning batteries, obviously. I'm pretty good about remembering to turn it off after I'm tuned up, but you still go through them. Sounding good. Let's see. Strawberry Fields Forever, you guys know, is written by the Beatles. Lennon and McCartney, 1967 already. For most of us, we think of that as not too long ago. It turns out that's really a long time ago, you guys. And 77, 87, 97, 2007, 17, 55 years ago now. And something in those neighborhood. By the way, my guitar teacher recommended one of these guys, so I'm going to start trying to be better about using it. Little silk sleeve you buy, and you put it on, and then your arm doesn't get caught up on the guitar, and then you theoretically wear the guitar finish down a little less. So I'm gonna start trying to use one of these. Ordered this in off of Amazon about 10 years ago. I never used it, and my guitar teacher's like, "You should use that." So, all right, something different. Good morning, good evening, Pauline. Pauline has spent all day today with me, and Vic as well, and Evelyn as well. So thank you guys for being here. Strawberry Fields Forever. You're in the key of E. So, obviously, we start with an E chord. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. And then that C sharp 7. And then a weird sounding chord. It's your... I don't know how to describe it. Put your index finger on 3, the 4th string, wrap these 2 fingers around, put that, and put your pinky on the bottom. And nothing is real. You know, you can hear that, all that tension in there, and then grab your A chord. And nothing to get. Back up at C sharp minor. Hung about. Hey Bill, welcome in. Glad you're here. And then A major 7, just a little bar on A with your probably your pinky up on 4. Strawberry Fields Forever, and then it resolves to the E. The B chord, I hate this B shape, and Arlo will have already grabbed a bar on there. I usually grab an index finger and use 3 strings and then stay off the 5th string. Either of those is, I've seen both of those as, I've seen both of those happen in life. Whichever is more comfortable for you. I don't like that chord formation, but it does come up in guitar. In ukulele, we never do that. We always just do this bar chord. But in guitar, you'll see this one come up, that A shape with a bar. Living is, and then the B major 7. You got to put that little triangle shape on. And then you're on the 2nd fret still. Easy with, and then go grab this B7. Eyes closed. And A resolves to the A. And then you've got a C sharp minor. That's your B minor shape on 4. Misunderstanding all you. A chord. C. A chord. It's getting B7 hard to be someone. It's hard to be someone, but it all works. All the way up on 4 again. A chord. It doesn't matter much to me. And then E chord. It keeps resolving, keeps getting weird tones and coming back to that E chord. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to. I love that one. Strawberry Fields. C sharp 7. Nothing is real and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields Forever. I resolved too quickly. Strawberry Fields Forever. Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay, so the chords work. Chords sound nice. Same shape as B7. Oh yeah. Thanks, Bill. B7 up there on 4, 3. You get away with that because of the double note here. Normally you'd have to bar something like that when you have an open chord like this and you move it up. You almost always have to bar it, but in that case we get lucky and we can use the same shape on 3. So that's how the chords work. That's also how I tend to approach any new song with lyrics, is I just go through, strum it once, sing whatever the song seems to indicate, and then strum the next chord, just to make sure that I'm going to understand the chords. And what I learned from that little activity is this song's going to be a little bit of a fussy one when it comes to chords, and so we have to be prepared right off the bat to admit that some chords are just going to be too difficult, and we play through just the melody section on those. Okay, let's handle tough acts and guitar melody at the same time, because it really does work like that. Grab your E chord and strum that. Now you got 4 4 5 4. Let me take you, and then you can either hit the 0 or hit an E chord down. The O is already, next 0 is already open, cause probably ring finger. I'm going, and then when you have a B minor 7th and your melody notes on 3, you just put your ring over there. 2, and then that's a cool moment. 2. Strawberry, and then back to your B minor 7th, but just 4 strings. Fill, and then I added in some decoration there, and then on the C sharp 7, you only need 3 4 4 or 4 3 4. Right, you don't just need. And again, I could have gone the whole thing, but then it puts the melody note, or it puts your high note way above the melody note, and it can confuse your ear. So just play the low 3 strings, and I think it's fine. Nothing is, isn't that cool? Nothing is real. Okay. Now on that case, you'll notice the melody note's a 0 on the 2nd string, but you're hitting the exact same note on the 4 of the 3rd string. So there's no point in doubling it up unless you want to make it even weirder. Nothing is real. That seemed like too much. So 4 3 4 seemed to get the job done. Then you hit the 0, and then you're looking at it going, oh dear, here we go. So 5, index finger, 2nd string on 5, middle finger, 4th string is 6, 4th string is 7, and 1st string is 7. So you have a little stair step with your pinky here on 7. Okay. You can hear that that's exactly the right chord. It's just a little bit of a cumbersome to get to it. And nothing to get. And this is another sort of unpleasant moment. Index finger here, and then you're going to put middle ring and pinky on here. Middle on 2, ring on 4, and then pinky up. I'm sorry. Index, 1st string, 1st fret. Middle finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string. Ring finger, 4th string, 3rd fret, and pinky finger, 3rd string, 4th fret. And it's a kind of a super stretched out C7. And then just pull it up. About. Bar on 2, pinky on 4. Strawberry fields 4. E chord with the 2 on the bottom. Ever. Let it ring for a minute. Bong. You're just going to hit that as a decoration to give your guitar something to do while you're putting your B chord on. Again, index finger and 3 fingers, or a bar and 3 fingers. Living is. Then you're going to put your 4 3 4 on. Isn't that beautiful? Easy with B7. Eyes closed. sort of feels a little unusual. The melody is weird underneath. The melody hits. You probably could hit the melody note and then the chord underneath it, but I felt like it just was fine just to hit it all at once. Closed, and then slide up to your C minor, C sharp minor, and everything will be under your fingers already, so you can do that. Misunderstand. Then you gotta move ding all you, and then another bar 2. C, C, right? So you make it one motion. Then hit the A string. Go grab your A chord. It's getting B7 with your pinky way up on 4. This is one of those unpleasant shapes. Hard to be someone, but it all works. And then I just do 2-1-2 on the third, or with my index finger on the third string. Right, third string, 2-1-2, 2-1-2. Out, and then A chord. It doesn't B7 matter much to A chord. Me. Okay, and then that's the end of it. You would do that section 3 times. Okay, so we won't do it that many times. Well, eventually we'll do it that many times, but at least initially you're going to do measures 1 through 17 3 times. And then the last time you come through, you go to 18, and boy, sure enough, it's just more of the same. Okay, so let's go from 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. Six, seven, 7. Oh, I'm 2 frets up. Again, get used to stretching your fingers all the way out. 4 frets. Probably just make sure your hand drops down and you just get that as horizontal as possible. Mess. One thing I think is a lot of 7s, right? And then just your E7 shape in front of it, right? Yep. Okay. So everything works. I don't see anything in there that doesn't work. I do see lots that it's going to be really, really challenging to get to in time. So we start off with, and I got yelled at from my guitar teacher earlier today, slow down, right? And I might have said that to all of you that have taken a private lesson with me before. Gary had to take his own medicine today. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Give yourself plenty of time to get it right. And then you can always speed it up once you have it right. But boy, start off with it crazy slow. 1 from the top. 1, 2, ready, play. back to the top, try it again. Ready? Play. Okay, I miss it every time from the top. Boy, 7, 6, 5. I gotta put it on 5. Do that part one last time. So I guess we will do it all 3 times. Here we go. From the top, go. Finish out, keep going. So I think that works really good, don't you guys? I don't know. Hopefully it's playing well for you. That's really pretty. And you know, the nice thing is if you can get together with a friend who plays, think about just straight melody. Play straight melody with me for one time. Just one time through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Strum. Strum. Lost my spot. 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, and then you know obviously it repeats then from 18 through 28. So the melody itself is a little bit challenging, but it would sound really, really nice. Those chords are just perfect. I just think that they're really smart chords that those guys picked, and hopefully it makes your guitar sound pretty cool. And that, guys, is the hardest song that we have to play tonight. Yeah, just what Bill said. I mean, I wish that I'd have thought of that chord progression. You're like, wow, who would think? You know, E chord, B minor 7, that doesn't even fit, right? And then C sharp 7. That's so weird, eh? I mean, clearly probably Paul, maybe John, was sitting around picking out weirdo chords until he found some sort of crazy progression that worked. And then they stuck some words that make no sense to it. And I don't know. I think it's a really cool chord progression piece. And then, you know, and again, another song you're fine playing it slow. I think. All right. So that's the hard piece of the night. Let's go grab something. Now, something has a much more straightforward chord progression, and of course, usually that means that I'm going to get in trouble because I'm going to try to go too fast. This is a love song. It's set at 80. It's perfectly fine to play it slower than that, and let's see what comes out of it. Feels like it's shifting between modes. Yeah, it's. And it probably is, Bill. When we talk about modes, modes gets really in your head. It's one of these music theory things that we never ever discuss on piano, and we all discuss it a lot in guitar, where you will use whatever major key you're in, but then not start the scale in the right spot. And so you might be playing a C scale, or you're playing in the key of C, but you are actually starting and ending on the E notes, for example, E to E, and there are consequences to that, and you end up getting these kind of weird, unique sounds to them. And some modes work in your ear better than others. And I ended up working on a song today that was like none of that made any sense unless you thought about, oh, maybe you're in the Phrygian mode. And then you're like, I don't even want to think about that. It hurts my head. Arlo says, neat progression. Been working on triads. This song would make a good test for triads. Yeah, you know, give it a try. I think when you're, that's one thing I do when I'm arranging is where can I put chords in? Where's it going to work? Where can I play them easily? And where can I just add in melody? And I've come up with a fairly expected arrangement of most things. But when you're working on, obviously, if you're reading a book and you're like, oh, hey, this is the solution to playing guitar. Take some of those skills you're learning there, apply them to the arrangement. Change the arrangement if necessary to fit whatever you're working on. Sometimes you'll find some happy surprises there. Vic says, I'm going to uptick. Strawberry Fields will never be the name. Vic's like, I don't know. That didn't. Well, the way it came out of my guitar sounded nothing like Strawberry Fields. It's a new song. Yeah, I think that's the hard one of the day, right? And so you're definitely got some crazy chords. Let's play this one. This one's a little bit more straightforward. Something. And remember, channel your inner lover, right? Just try to find dig deep down inside to your. Remember when you were a teenager and you fell in love. For some of you, that's about a week and a half ago. We'll should we talk chords? Let's probably talk chords first. Okay, grab your C chord. Something in the way she, and then major 7. You just pick up your index finger. Moves. Doesn't that sound right? C7 is put your pinky on it. Attracts me like no other. F chord, lover. A D chord. Something in the way she woos me. A minor. I don't want to leave her. And then this is a weird old chord, and there's just no other way to do it as far as I can tell. Now. So you're putting index and middle over here in the first fret, and then just putting your ring finger up on 2. All right. That's the chord. I don't know why he thought that one. I don't want to leave her now. And then a regular A minor 7. I don't wanna. I know I believe in how. D7. F chord. Da da dum. And then F. E flat. It's your D chord, okay? You slide it up 1 fret, and then you add this bar right there on the first string. And then resolve to G7. Or it modulates, I guess. If it's me and I'm playing this song, I'm doing the F chord, and then I put it on a G7, and then I'm going back up to the top of the paper. Go. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me. I don't want to leave her now. Now. You'll see when we get down to the tough uke why that chord progression makes sense. And then go on to page 2. Hear that? Key change. You're asking, and here's our C sharp minor again on 4. You're asking me, will I love? Go back down to your F sharp minor. This is one of the dumbest lyrics in the world. I don't know why. I don't know. That's the wrong answer, dude. You stick around now, it may show. I don't know. End of it, you go back into the original key. Something in the way she moves, and all I have to do is think of her. Something in the way she shows me. I don't want to leave her. I believe in how we'll fix that in the tough uke. But those chords are right for if you are going to be da-da, bum, 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 bum. So if you're playing a duet, you definitely will have to learn to make your E flat. But you know me, I'm going to skip that one every time. All right, so then we'll walk through the tough acts, and then we'll talk about how if the melody does anything particularly fancy as we're going along. All right, so grab your C chord, nice way to start, and a bunch of ones. Let that ring a minute. Lift up your one. C7, playing it just like it's normal. Drags me like no, and then you got to grab your this C here. Plain old F chord. Bong, and I like. And apparently, when it has arranging, I'm like, oh, this is a new cool thing I'm going to do. I'm going to just put a bass note in all the blank spaces. Bong. Okay. D chord. Something in the D7 way. She. G chord. And it's woos me, right? So try as much as you can to get that to sort of slur down there. Woos me. A minor, 2, 1, pinky on the 3, leave her, and then there's this weird chord. Now slide up to the 2, and then A minor 7. Don't wanna leave, and then you got your D7 here, and then I just put in a partial F here to get you through the beginning of this. So I just, those of you on ukulele, you know your B flat, that's the shape that I use there. If you want to put the full F chord on, you can. It's not necessarily going to be helpful because you've got that 3 hanging out on the 3rd string up there, and so a full bar is going to make it limit you in being able to put your pinky where it needs to be when it's time to be there. So I'm just doing a partial bar. Okay, that's what you're after. Okay, so I would say a partial F or B flat on ukulele. Okay, F chord on baritone. Okay, play those 4 strings. And just add your pinky. And then let's go back to 1. Whoops, I grabbed an F instead of a C7, sorry. Change. 2, 1, 2. Isn't that pretty? F sharp minor. So that little section there, I was working at getting kind of an easy descending bass line. I think in the original piece of music, it felt like there's a little bit of a descending bass line there. So you're going to hit that C chord, and then just go hit 2, 0, 3, because you're going to exit the key of A that you've been playing in all through page 2 and go back into the key of C. And it felt like you needed a little bit of a transition. Bum, bum, bum. And that's the root note of your next key that you're going to go into. And then just put your C chord back on and then finish up. So let's go from there. 1, 2. Probably a C note at the end. So, something. How you feel about that one? That one's okay. And again, if you know somebody who likes playing chords, these are not necessarily the most friendly chords, but really the melody's just waiting for you. The whole melody is either zeros, twos, or threes. Well, look at there, guys. This may have to make its way into melody players. Zeros, ones, twos, threes. That's it. Dun. You're welcome. Another one. That sounds like a Paul song. All right. There's something. And how are we doing on time? We're doing great. Let's go grab one. I'm 64. Because some of you are 29 and you're on the verge of becoming 64. All right. A little bit of a gadgety play here, gadgety song here. So we'll investigate a couple of choices with playing it. But basically this song, you play it down to the bottom, then you come back, play it down to the bottom again, and then here's the weird part. It actually works perfectly, based on the original, to play it from top down through measure 16. Notice it, measure 16 on page 2. It says fine, right? And di capo al fine. And so you're going to end the song at 16. Okay? Why is major? Are we talking about the last song? I'm way ahead of you in time. So let me go back and see what Bill is talking about. Something. Oh, Bill, yeah, ignore that. Measure 0 is always my counted measure, so I can put in a couple of cowbells. Click, 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 click. Something in the way. And I use it on the MP3. And normally I catch that. Whatever the last song I worked on was in, was obviously in G. And then when I drop in the new song, This one's in the key of C, and usually I remember to fix that first measure, but obviously I didn't. So I will eventually fix that. Key of C. But yeah, the problem, the cowbell sound doesn't change depending on what key you're in. It's always the same. And sometimes, every time I start a new song in a different key, I got to go and remember to put the cowbell part. You just stick it in whatever key you're in, and then it magically doesn't do that it did there. So thank you for catching that, Bill. But yeah, it's not. It's in the key of G because whatever song I worked on before I worked on something was in the key of G. So that's not a helpful answer at all. So you just straight up ignore it. Thanks, Bill. I was probably working on When I'm 64. It's in the key of G, and so it's just the cowbell part that it doesn't care what key you're in, and I try to remember to fix that, but you have to do it by hand. All right. So in other words, When I'm 64, to the bottom, and then stop at 16. Okay. The other part about this one that I think is fun is we'll learn it with our thumb as we usually do. But this is definitely one to go back and kind of and think about plucking it. Dun 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 ba da bum ba bum. Right, and so you're thinking about getting a little bit of a gadgety feel to it, and so you have a lot more control out of gadgetiness with your claw. I think when you're running a thumb. It sounds like a guitar, but you probably really would rather do something along the lines of where's this three? This three is hard to get to. Right, that's probably what you're ultimately going to want to end up doing. So let's learn how to play the song first, and then maybe this week as you're messing around with it, really think about going after it with a claw, and I think you'll end up with a better result that way. Okay, so chords, G chord. When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, bum ba dum ba dum, will you still be sending me a Valentine? Birthday greeting, bottle of wine. If I've been out till 2:45. G7. Would you lock the door? This is how you know a man is writing this. Of course she'll lock the door. Not only that, she will lock the door. She will get a shotgun out and lay it on your side of the bed so that if you break into the house, you will get a very clear message what staying out till 2:45 means. No, you cannot stay out till 2:45 and still think she's going to love you. Would you lock the door? Will you still, and this is kind of a funky chord here, this E flat 7. Do I have it right? There it is. Index on 4, middle finger on the 2, and then ring finger up on 3. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? That's where you'll end on the last time. And then this next part, I did not know this song very well, obviously, so I listened to it a few times, and this is a little hard to get the cadence exactly right. Grab your E minor. Every summer we can rent a cottage on the Isle of Wight if it's not too dear. And my tendency is to sort of want to hang out on Wight. Every summer we can rent a cottage in the Isle of Wight, and then I want to hang out there, but you don't want to hang out there. You got to get right on to if it's not too dear, and then it works. You'll be older too. And what I would do if I was singing this, I would definitely not do all of those chords there. They work for the tough acts a little bit, but even there you can see I didn't pay much attention to it. I'd make sure to get the first chord. You'll be older too. And and then I would probably go straight to a B7 in that next one. That's how I'd handle it, but obviously the Beatles handled it differently. Major 25, go. And if you say the word, I could stay with. That's kind of a fun chord on this D9. It's a D7, but your middle finger's up on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Stay with you. Then you're going to go back and do the whole song again. So the chords, certainly the first set of chords that we did in Strawberry Fields is definitely the most interesting. But these ones are fine, right? All right, let's run through the tough acts, and then we'll go back and we'll wrap it up with the melody tonight. So tough acts, grab your G chord, and for me the hard part of this very first measure is just making sure your ring finger ends up on the 3rd string, 3rd fret. It's a weird spot. We usually don't play that A sharp note in a G song, but that's exactly what they're doing here. So let's go play, and then move your 3 down, take it off, put it back on, top string. How busy your ring is. Abandon the chord, grab this 7, and then go right back and get the chord back. And then you got 3 5 5 3 5, and this is a D7 5 3 5. I gave you the 3 because you're going to need it to play the little doodly doo after this. Okay, so 5 3 5. That's all you're going to do there. So right. Got this crazy D chord, this D7 that's sort of stretched out here, and then you hit that 3 0 2 3 0 2 0 3. Isn't that fun to play? Then a regular D7. And I have not found a good way to do this. I think just running your ring finger up there is fine. But theoretically, you could do index middle ring on 3, 4, and 5, and then come back. But I think it'd be funner. I think it would be more. I think it's more fun just to run my ring finger up there. So you can do either one. Find the way that works best for you. Isn't that fun? That's a super fun thing to do. Okay, and then measure 9, it kind of repeats again. And then a C chord with your pinky. C chord with your pinky. And then this looks messy, but it's not terribly bad. It is on 4, index finger, and then the B7 shape in front of it. So index here on 4, middle finger up here on the 4th string of the 5th fret, ring here on the 3rd string, 6th fret, and pinky on the 6th fret, 1st string. Those of you guys that are ukulele players are pretty comfortable with this shape. It's your E7 on a ukulele. You just slide it up and put your index finger on 4. That's the sound you're listening for. Will you still need me? And then back to your G chord. Will you still? E7 with a 2. Feed me. This next chord looks messy, but again, not terribly bad. It's a bar on 5, middle finger on the 6th fret, 3rd string, and your ring finger on the 1st string, 7th fret. Next one is a D7. We've done this one. Those of you guys that do ukulele, 5 7 5 5 7 5, but then take your pinky and put it on 7 also. So your middle finger is not going to do any work here, but it's just a convenient way to stick this on real fast. 5 5 7 7, 60, and then go grab your G chord. 4 2 3 4, and then we move on. Remember, the third time you come through, this is where you stop. You're just going to stop at that F name. Okay, when I'm 64, add a G string or something. Measure 17, E minor with your 3, and this one, to get the cadence right, just really focus in on what's going on in the music, and don't let yourself give up until measure 20. Okay, so grab your E minor. Every summer we could rent a cottage on the... And then you gotta grab this C chord. I'll love white if it's not too dear. That's where you can rest. You'll be over. Okay, that's kind of fun. Dun 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 dun. And then these next 3 measures have a lot of work to do, and you really, if you get it right, it's going to sound great. 7 7 8 9, 2, bong bong bong, and then a little bar on 7. Leave your middle finger where it was. Bong 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 bong, and then the hard part is this minor shape at 25. You're going to do 7, 8, and 9, 9. So it's really just your A minor, and you only need to hold down this one. You could put a full bar on here if you wanted, and then do your A minor shape here on 7. And if you bar on 5, ringing pinky up on 7, stay the same, bong bong, the all the way down to A minor. Chord with the pinky. I could lose your pinky, stay, and then this looks exactly like an A minor. With you, bum bum bum. Let's go to the top and we'll play it through one last time. From the top, 1 2 3 4. Where you'd stop the first time around. Let's do the bottom one last time. 1 through 16 one last time, and then you will have a lovely third tune. So, all right, guys, I think you guys will let me know, obviously, as you're playing through it this week and looking for weirdnesses or things we can do better, or if you come up with the secret solution to playing fingerstyle guitar that's way easier, let me know. But we're playing some pretty hard stuff at level 4 here, kind of on purpose, but hopefully the songs are worth it, right? If you're here at all, you're thinking guitar's a thing I'm going to do for a while, and you don't have to do it any of the ways I tell you to do. Obviously, there's lots of other ways, but I can tell you the meaningful guitar that you just can't hardly stop doing it. You want to do it more is this kind of stuff, right? Where you're really going through and thinking through how chord shapes and melody affect one another, and doing what you can to play it. And for some of us, it's singing and strumming, right? And you should do some of that anyway, even if you hate singing. You heard me sing; it's pitiful. And then also. Go to the website, grab the MP3, slow the tempo down using one of those apps with your phone, and then play along with the melody. That's another excellent way. Keep showing up to classes here on YouTube. I'm intending to do these for the rest of my life at this moment, and so we'll see how long that lasts. But I just want to keep this idea of taking kind of well-known tunes, putting them tearing them apart, and then putting them back together in a way that's more fun to play. That's a way we can play that I'm on guitar. So hopefully that's good for you. Hopefully that makes sense. I hope you're having a great night. And we had a terrible week in Colorado, and we are looking forward to just shaking it off. Not shaking it off, but I'm looking for a way to find a little escape route, and guitar can tend to do that for you and kind of soothe your soul a little bit. So hopefully it's going to aggravate the heck out of you too. So there's that, and go out and make sure you can get your vaccine in your arm as soon as you can. I want you guys to be safe. It's the weekend's coming up, so plan a random act of kindness for somebody. At this level, you'll have to practice. I don't see any way around it. So spend a little bit of time on your guitar every day. Keep showing up here. You guys are amazing players, not on accident. You work to be here where it makes sense, and so just keep putting in that work. It does get easier. It doesn't ever get easy, but it does get easier. And then if you haven't thumbs up the video, you can do that. I get a free puppy when you do that. And then if you haven't subscribed to the website, you might as well. We do a lot of guitar around here, and it's probably helpful to you. So, or maybe, I don't know, might be just annoying, but whatever. I am working on making plans for face-to-face / FaceTime. Is it FaceTime? What's the name of that thing they use? Zoom. Face-to-face / Zoom get-togethers this summer, and it'll be based on the Beatles music. And so you're working on the right stuff right now. This stuff isn't going to go away anytime soon, so I'm going to keep working in that direction, looking for safe and effective ways that I can have us get together and look each other in the eye a little bit. And I think there will always be a Zoom part of that now. Those of you guys around the country, I'm not going to abandon you just because I get a shot in my arm. We're going to continue to find ways to integrate, the digital platform as well as the in-person platform, and we're going to make it would be wonderful to get a huge virtual guitar orchestra, wouldn't it? Think about that. So let people know what you're up to. Let them know you're playing guitar, and if you have a way to play, it's not the only way to play, but it's certainly the way I think most grown-ups would like to play. There are a few grown-ups who still want to play Pink Floyd, but we all want to play Pink Floyd, but a lot of us know that that's not probably, it's unlikely that we're going to be in Pink Floyd. And so anyway, there we go. That's enough blathering. Vic says, I'm glad there is a melody. And again, guys, I say this all the time, but some of you don't believe me. Playing melody is the key to everything else. It's the key. It's not chords, and it's not tough jacks. It's playing melody. the more you play melody, the more comfortable you get. At some point, you get so good at it, you're like, oh, that's kind of boring. And once you're there, then that is when you start thinking about, all right, what could I do to add in a chord, part of a chord here? And you start with just the first chord in the measure. And I mean, you think about it, just take a look at this. And I know you guys got to run, but if I just play the first chord and the melody in each of these measures, I still get the song, right? Just a little bit better. How would I do that one? I'd probably do this. And guys, that's the way. That's what happens second. After you get real comfortable playing melody, then you just start adding in the first chord on every measure. And that chord usually works out, honestly. And then you get where you add the second chord in, and then you add in some extra decorative notes, and then you add in arpeggio patterns in between all that stuff. And so it is a process, but it all starts with getting comfy with playing melody, and you should do that. You should do that for a long time, a couple years probably. So, yeah. That's my thought on melody, and I am glad it's there too, Vic. It's how we should be teaching all guitar, plucking out melodies. These are great songs, and we will be better with more practice. You're welcome, Pauline. They are lovely songs. I am not a Beatles fan, and I certainly wonder when they were writing lyrics if they were on their A game. But in terms of the music, it's all great stuff. It's really beautiful. So, yeah. Evelyn's down. She's feeling good. Bill says lots of fun. Vic, glad you're here. Elizabeth, thanks, Gary. These are great arrangements. Happy shot on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Stick it in there. You can stick it in my eyeball at this point. I want that shot. So, oh yeah, right. Arlo says, yeah. Once you get your melody under your hands, and then you get your chords under your hands, and then you get your arpeggios under your hand, then you buy an electric guitar and you start buying 57 different pedals, and then you go through 27 different bandmates because nobody gets it, and eventually you're up at Red Rocks, or eventually you decide, I don't need to go play in front of a crowd of 10,000. I'm perfectly fine playing my guitar on my couch. That's where I've gotten in my life. I'm like, you know what? I don't really know if performing is the thing that I'm after. But boy, I sure do like playing this thing. So, I can't remember his name, John something. He's one of these really, really well-known classical guitar players. Like, he's a big deal. And I've seen a video from him. It was a couple years ago now, but it was a new video and everybody's all excited. Well, he's sitting in a church up in Scotland, and there's about 20 people in this church, and I think that's where top of the line, number one classical guitar playing gets you, is to a church in the middle of nowhere in Scotland with 20 people in the audience, and then you know you've arrived. Then you know you're somebody when you can do that, and then 8 million people watch that video. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. I will see all of you next Thursday, and I hope you're playing well. Hope you're finding a way to make these songs come to life in whatever way you can want them to, and I will talk to all of you guys, some of you guys tomorrow, and the rest of you guys next Thursday. Take care.